the moon over Malham Tarn. Now then, settle the sennin and pull up that blanket nice and tight. This is a tale from long ago, when the hills still whispered secrets and stars knew folk by name. It happened up in Yorkshire Dales, near Malham Tarn, great still lake, so quiet and calm. It was like the moon had just stopped to gaze at its own reflection. Now, in a tiny stone cottage just above town lived an old man named Eli Barcroft. Lived on his own, he did, with naught but a kettle, a patchy dog called Bess, and a fine big book of strange tales. Eli was a shepherd once, till his legs gave out, so now he just read stories and watched sky. One clear night, with frost clinging to windows like an icing on a bun, Eli was sat by the fire reading something about giants in Pennines, when Bess lifted her ears and gazed at a soft woof. "What's they seen, Bess?" Eli asked, peering over his glasses. There, outside the window, was a silver shimmer, drifting above town like moonlight floating on mist. Eli stood up, bones creaking like a gate in wind, and shuffled to the door. When he opened it, heck, it weren't mist at all. There stood a lass, not a proper one, mind, but made of light skin like the stars, eyes as grey as limestone, and a crown of flowers that didn't wither even in frost. "Good evening, Eli Barcroft," she said, with a voice soft as sheep's wool. "I need the help." "Me?" he said, puzzled. "Nay, I'm not but an old fella with bad knees and cold tea." But the lass smiled. "It's thee I need. Summat's wrong with the moon. She's stuck, won't move, and if she don't set, the sun can't rise, and the world'll sleep forever." Eli scratched his head. "Well, that's no good, is it?" "No," said the moon lass, "and only a soul who's watched skies so long, with kindness in his heart, can win her one again." Eli stared out across Malham Tarn, where the moon hung too low, caught like a coin in a puddle. He picked up his walking stick, nodded to Bess, and off they went. They climbed the limestone pavement, stepping over great white blocks like ancient dragon's teeth. Wind howled, but Eli kept on, muttering, "Tha seen worse, lad." At the top of the scar they found it, a silver chain, thick as rope, stretched from moon down to earth. It were tangled round some crooked thorn tree that folk said were older than time. "Well, I'll be," said Eli. "They must always have a good wit knots." He knelt, took out his old whittling knife, and began untangling, his fingers stiff but steady. Bess lay quiet beside him, watching stars blink above. As he worked, he hummed an old lullaby, somewhat his mum used to sing when nights were dark and winds knocked on windows. Bit by bit, the chain loosened. The moon gave a shimmer, the clouds parted, and then click, the chain came free. The moon rose gently to the sky like a lantern set afloat. The stars twinkled bright, the wind calm, and the lass, now glowing golden in moonlight, bowed her head. "Thah's done it, Eli Barcroft. Thah's turned the world back on." Eli smiled. "Reckon that deserves a cuppa." He and Bess walked home under the sky so bright it looked like someone had spilled sugar over black velvet. When they reached the cottage, Eli lit the fire, poured warm milk into Bess's bowl, and sat down in a chair. The moon hung high, proper-like. Kessel whistled, and as if he'd drift off to sleep, Eli thought to himself, "There's more to this world than sheep and stories. Aye, but what grand stories they are. Good night."